data sets are now getting have gotten collected. Now you pull down all those data sets, you run it through a lift analysis routines. We'll walk through that in one of the classes to identify what is the lift. Okay, the control markets had a read of X. The test markets had a read of Y. The difference between X and Y is the lift, and now we're assessing that your program, TikTok program or Facebook program, drove 8% lift for the business. Okay, great. Now have that number. Now we have that number. You've already figured out what the decision matrix is, and you also have some media and consumer insights to back it. So very often, let's say, for example, in fact, I'm working with a client right now. I was doing this over the weekend. We have a read for a TV test, and we had 3 cells, and one cell was cable, one cell was streaming, and one cell was broadcast TV. And they're testing 3 different types of TV, and it looks like one of the cells showed very good, strong lift, and the ROIs are very strong, and we're going to scale into it. One is middle of the road, one is kind of like not working, right? Now, what other evidence do we have that points in the same direction? Do we have some other observed data or analytics that can point in the same direction as the decision? As an example, upper funnel conversions, right? We see that the actual conversions have a lift of 11%. Do also upper funnel conversions like leads and add to carts and traffic, do they also point to a lift in the same direction in those markets, right? Now it tells you that the media is lifting the boat across all the drivers, all the KPIs you're observing in the business. So it gives you more confidence in the decision to invest in the media that's working, as an example. Okay. Another thing that this particular client did was add a brand survey in market. So they said, okay, we're going to run a brand survey before we run the media. We're going to run a brand survey after we run the media and see if there's movement in awareness metrics. Is awareness moving in the direction we want it to move? So even if systems or my conversions don't move, transactions don't move, can I see that awareness moves, right? So those are the kind of things people do to add more evidence in the decision-making process. So you can see if you're making a decision in one direction, can you also point to other metrics like upper funnel KPIs or awareness metrics or last click metrics? Or are you able to see a good insight I observed in this particular case was when we scaled into TV, the first couple of weeks we saw a demand spike, and the last week demand kind of came back to normal, to whatever the control was, right? So we kind of got the idea that demand was getting pulled in. Like when you run a promotion very often, when you run a big promotion, it'll basically cannibalize demand from the future and pull it into the promotion period. Okay, very, very often happens like that. So we can observe that